Hello there, I'm the student, and today I wanted to show you a little trick, I would call it a hidden game mechanic. For that I have started an England campaign over here. Actually, this will lead to another video that I'm probably going to release the next Monday. For now we just have to have a look at 1459 over here. So I just played 15 years, and as you can see I've already taken most of Egypt. Yeah, this is already almost cored. So I finished the war 2 years ago, I think. So you can see that obviously the question would be, how do I have Colonial Range to take that? And the answer are those two nations over here, Ramazan and Eretna. Now I just no-CB'd Ramazan on the 11th of December. They didn't have any allies at this point, which means that I could just vassalize him, and my plan was to vassalize him and then attack Karaman to take a province next by. Because for those of you who don't know, this is the continent of Europe, right? It's like subcontinent Levant, but if you go to regions, you see that this is in Anatolia region and on the continent of Europe. And same is of course the one next to that that Karaman owns. And funnily enough, actually Karaman declared war on Ramazan, which means that I just had to vassalize them and then win a defensive war against Karaman and take this one province, which I then can core, because you can always core adjacent provinces of your vassals if both are on the same continent as your capital, which is London, of course, which is also in Europe. Now that's how I got the Colonial Range to core that and also to get the claim. But I want to talk about something different. You see, England has that mission that you need to sail around Africa. And it is pretty undefined what that actually means. It actually means that you have to discover a province in one of those 3 South America regions. Then you get that mission done. And this mission gives you a frontier colony with 400 settlers already in the Cape province. Now, of course, normally you would have to take like exploration ideas, which I haven't even unlocked any ideas. Yeah, sail around exploring that stuff, conquer maybe Yolof over here, core that, conquer Portugal before to get Colonial Range and so on. That's pretty complicated, right? It is way easier if you would just see that through the maps that obviously Muslim nations have. If you imagine Muslim nations have maps over all of this region of Asia. Now, you see, I have 2 vassals over here, which are both Muslim. And as they are Muslim and also Anatolian tech group, this means that those nations both know all of those provinces and countries in Asia, in India, in China, in Indonesia, and also in East Africa. And you can see that Eretna is very close to be annexed. Exactly on the next month he will be annexed, and I'm just going to let this run through and we'll see what happens. You see, I annexed Eretna and I basically inherited, of course, their troops if they had some, and also, as you can see, I inherited the entire map knowledge of Eretna. And as you can see, this includes all of India, Indonesia, Malaysia and so on, and even Ming, which I know now. And also, now you've probably already heard about that via like Floriori or Budget Monk or someone telling you that. But I mean, this comes in like really handy. I can be in India by 1470 probably, like this. But also, because of the new mission of England, as you can see, as I have now discovered 2 provinces over here owned by Sofala, which are in the South Africa region, as you can see, I can now click that mission to sail around Africa, and that even without knowing anything about the South Atlantic Ocean. And now if I click that mission, I get what this mission says that I get, which means I automatically discover the cape and the sea tile before that, and I get a frontier that colonizes the Cape of Good Hope in 1459, not even 15 years into the game. And if I add this to a trading company, you see that this even gives me an entire merchant directly in the next month. And yeah, in my opinion, this is like so totally broken, because this also means that, as you can see, as soon as this finishes, of course this doesn't cost me anything, it's a frontier, right? As soon as this finishes, I can get a stock exchange there and go further on with the mission that I've already done to discover India, which gives me 5 territorial cores in the coastal provinces of India, which means that I don't even need to have the Colonial Range from, for example, this province over here after I quartered to India, because I already get full cores on 5 provinces in India that I can just declare war for and conquer them and core them and call all of the adjacent provinces to that as well, and be in India in the 1460s. So I hope you enjoyed what I showed you in this video, because I think this is actually totally broken. And you're going to see in the next week what I have done with that, let's say, hidden game mechanic. And what do you think about this game mechanic? Is it too overpowered? Have I exploited it or not? And we are going to see in the next video.